Hello again, all you beautiful people out there. I am Mrs. Realistic, and I thank you for joining me today. All right, we are going to get into Ren, and I probably won't say the word right now, just in case. YouTube doesn't like certain words. It's his newest song. I was told to make sure I have my Kleenex and that this was going to be a tough one. This is, of course, about his friend who passed away. I did read his story about it, and the tragedy that night is a horrific thing for all involved, and the fact that he has never been found is even more tragic. I also wanted to say, if any of you out there are considering this, please get help. There is always somebody there to listen. There is always a better choice. And with that said, let's check out Ren, his official music video for the word that I probably can't say on YouTube.
Through the cracks of the night sky, a light goes out on the other side. Suicide, suicide, suicide. Oh, treading on the tracks in the night time. It never really felt like the right time. Suicide, suicide, suicide. I'm so fucking lonely beneath this. Narcissistic, can't keep a secret. Miscount sheep, I can't sleep, a misfit. Some say trouble, but some say sadistic. Bruises my brother, one time or the other. My skin felt counterfeit, silicone rubber. Bruises my sister, skin pop the blister. Dig deep, resist the feeling when it hits you.
Okay, I don't know who did this video, but it is really amazing. I pulled up the lyrics for this song because I knew I would probably need them. Bruises my brother, one time or the other. My skin felt counterfeit, silicone, rubber. This is kind of alluding to a feeling of not being comfortable in who you are. People with anxiety, depression, which I have gone through, you feel like you want to run away from your own body. And it's a horrible feeling because it's just a feeling. It's not a physical wound on your body. It's this internal struggle. It's like you want to just get up and run, but you can't run away from your own body. All right, I'm going to take it back to the beginning because this is just spectacular.
Through the cracks of the night sky, a light goes out on the other side. Suicide, suicide, suicide. Treading on the tracks in the night time. It never really felt like the right time. Suicide, suicide, suicide. I'm so fucking lonely beneath this. Narcissistic, can't keep a secret. Miscount sheep, I can't sleep, a misfit. Some say trouble, but some say sadistic. Bruises my brother, one time or the other. My skin felt counterfeit, silicone rubber. Bruises my sister, skin pop the blister. Dig deep, resist the feeling when it hits you. Falling through the cracks of the night sky, a light goes out on the other side. Suicide, suicide, suicide. Treading on the tracks in the night time. It never really felt like the right time. Suicide, suicide, suicide. Sick boy, bitten by a tech boy. I feel like it's not me, it's the world that's sick. I'm so fucking washed up and seasick. Masochistic kid with a split lip. 6 feet deep, I can't eat, I'm nervous. Won't stay down cause my body purges. Useless my mother, can't keep in my supper. Skin so pale cause my cheeks leak colour. Truth is my father, you choose your karma. Draw for the sword, then drive through the armour. Falling through the cracks of the night sky, a light goes out on the other side. Suicide, suicide, suicide.
I wonder if that last bit was when he's talking about 6 feet deep, I can't eat, I'm nervous, won't stay down cause my body purges. Useless my mother, can't keep in my supper. Skin so pale cause my cheeks leak color. Maybe this is also about the actual illness that he went through. Or I'm wondering if this is the after effect for him after he lost his friend, just being so grief-stricken that he was unable to, sleep or eat. There's so many dualities here that you could read into it, but I just really love the way that this video, going along with this audio, how it almost, those faces are almost changing into kind of like cyborg faces and then back to human again. It's a really interesting juxtaposition, maybe between the things going on in the, to the outer world, what they're looking at, and they don't see the turmoil inside because it's an invisible thing that you're fighting. It's not something that somebody just looking at you would be aware of.
Out on the other side, suicide, suicide, suicide. Oh, I, treading on the tracks in the night time. It never really felt like the right time. Suicide, suicide, suicide. 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 It's hard to take off from the ground when your wings are cut. Your stomach burns when you're drinking from an empty cup. You know the entire ocean came from my tear ducts. I see the world through Fibonacci sequences and double Dutch. I guess there's some that's born lucky, there's some that's not. I tried to cut away my bitterness, hatchet job. I locked my youth inside a trunk, inside a pickup truck, then dumped the whole thing over that same bridge the night you jumped. I think about that sometimes, vividly. What it felt like to look down and see tranquility. One sudden movement in a world of possibility. Only one movement to expose our fragility. I fucking miss you, and I miss myself. I miss thinking we were indestructible as well. I miss chilling by the pier cave and kicking back with Callum, Hugo, Sager, Justin, Stevie and the fucking lads. I miss missing that. I numb myself to close the gap. I never even call them up. The distance is my plastic ass. The truth is to the day you jumped, my childhood jumped too. But I still can't find that anger. All I find is missing you, man.
I think that's something that people who are contemplating this or who end up going through it don't realize. That it has such a huge effect on the people that you leave behind. And a lot of people say it's a selfish act because the only person who ends up hurting in the end afterwards are the people that you love. But at the same time, for some people, the pain is so intense and so immense that they don't see another way out. And so for people like Ren, how he said his childhood jumped too, was like all of those years that they knew each other and were hanging out and they were best friends. It's all gone now because it's just memories. And how he said he looked down and he saw tranquility. I can only imagine that when he got to that bridge and his friend was gone, you look down and you see this tranquil water. But that tranquil water just minutes before was something so much different than tranquil. Wow, this is probably one of the hardest songs I've ever listened to. But so important for people to hear. He's telling the experience that he's gone through and how it affected him and his entire group of friends. And of course, his friends' family, who now have this gaping hole in their life that will never be filled again.
The day you jumped, my childhood jumped too, but I still can't find that anger. All I find is missing you, man, I miss you.
with all my rhymes. I picture running 5 minutes quicker, I'm right on time. I picture pulling you back over the edge and then we're crying, and holding you, my brother, and telling you that it's fine. Not the way that it worked, cause I was late like a jerk. There's not a day where I could find a way to break from the hurt. Your body missing, so we never got to wave to the hearse. I hope you're listening, I love you, man, I miss you absurd. Fuck.
I don't think a song has ever affected me this deeply. Ren, this was stunningly, beautifully tragic, and I don't even know how you would get through something like this. But I think making your music is a gift that you give to people, and I think that you're going to save a lot of people with this song. I have never lost friends like this. I have never lost family members like this, and I pray to God that I never know what this feels like. But thank you, Ren, for opening yourself up the way that you do. I think it's unlike anything that any other artist has done. There's not much else I can say, but once again, please get help if this is something that you think about or that you are considering. Thank you, Ren, so much for what you do. Thank you, everyone out there, for sitting here watching me bawl my eyes out. This is one of the most beautiful and absolutely gut-wrenching songs that I have ever heard in my life. So I'm just going to sign off, guys. And it's time to go maybe listen to something a little bit more upbeat. Have a wonderful rest of your day, everyone. And as I always say, we'll see you in the next one. Peace.